The mirror!
In the dimly lit room of the old decrepit mansion, a solitary candle flickered, casting eerie, elongated shadows on the faded, peeling wallpaper. The air was thick with a palpable sense of foreboding as Sarah, a young woman with a haunted past, cautiously stepped forward. Her footsteps echoed through the empty corridors, the creaking floorboards adding to the unsettling atmosphere. As she reached the dusty attic, she uncovered an unsettling truth. The journal, its pages yellowed with age, belonged to her ancestor who had been accused of practicing dark magic and making a chilling pact with an otherworldly entity. The writing spoke of a curse that had plagued their family for generations, each page filled with cryptic symbols and chilling incantations. In the dim light, an old cracked mirror hung on the far wall, seemingly reflecting more than just Sarah's frightened face. She felt an icy presence behind her, and her heart pounded with fear, matching the ominous rhythm of the wind outside. The room grew colder, and the candle extinguished itself with a ghostly hiss, plunging the attic into complete darkness. In the oppressive darkness of the attic, Sarah's breath hung in the air like a spectral mist. She fumbled for her flashlight and clicked it on, its feeble beam revealing an unsettling sight. The cracked mirror now held a faint, ethereal image, a sinister figure lurking in the shadows. As Sarah gazed into the mirror, she heard faint, spectral whispers that sent shivers down her spine. The voices spoke in a language long forgotten, a chilling incantation that seemed to beckon her closer. Against her better judgment, she moved nearer to the mirror, her reflection merging with the ghostly figure. Suddenly, the attic seemed to come alive with eerie phenomena. Objects levitated and danced in midair, the temperature dropped to bone-chilling levels, and the walls seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy. Sarah's heart raced as she realized that she had awakened a malevolent force, one that hungered for her soul. Sarah stumbled backward, away from the malevolent presence in the mirror. The attic's atmosphere grew even more oppressive, as if the very walls were closing in on her. The spectral whispers intensified, now forming words that echoed through her mind like a haunting refrain. The journal in her hands trembled, its pages flipping by themselves, revealing a horrifying revelation. Her ancestor had attempted to banish the malevolent entity, but the ritual had gone horribly wrong. The curse was now tied to the bloodline, and it demanded a sacrifice to be set free. Desperation gnawed at Sarah as she realized the dire implications. She was the last living descendant, the only one who could break the curse, but doing so would require the ultimate sacrifice. The malevolent force in the mirror hungered for her soul, and it would stop at nothing to claim it. With trembling hands, Sarah tried to retreat from the attic, but the room seemed to have become a labyrinth, its walls shifting and closing in on her. She was trapped in a nightmare, and the only way out was to confront the malevolent entity that lurked within the mirror. Sarah stood before the malevolent entity, trapped within the mirror. Its form was a grotesque, shadowy figure, writhing and contorting as if in agony. Its eyes, filled with malice, locked onto hers, and an unnerving grin twisted its spectral face. The room itself seemed to come alive with the malevolent force's presence. The walls groaned and bled an inky darkness. Sarah's breaths were labored, and her heart pounded as she tried to summon the courage to confront the entity. The entity's voice, a chilling amalgamation of whispers and screams, echoed in her mind. It taunted her, revealing her deepest fears and darkest secrets. It knew her vulnerabilities and used them to torment her. With a trembling voice, Sarah spoke the words of her ancestors' failed banishment ritual, her voice quivering but determined. As the incantation left her lips, the mirror shattered into countless shards, and the malevolent entity let out a blood-curdling scream. The attic returned to its eerie stillness, but Sarah knew that the curse had not been broken entirely. She had banished the entity from the mirror, but it still lingered in the shadows, waiting for another opportunity to return. The mansion's silence was deafening in the aftermath of the confrontation. The shattered remnants of the mirror lay scattered, reflecting fragments of the dim room. Sarah, drained from her ordeal, felt an initial wave of relief wash over her. But as the minutes passed, a creeping realization dawned upon her. The entity might have been banished from the mirror, but its essence lingered. Every shadow in the mansion seemed deeper, every creak of the floorboards more pronounced. A cold draft enveloped the room, and the candle's flame flickered erratically, as if disturbed by an unseen presence. Sarah decided to leave the mansion, hoping to escape the haunting memories of that night. But as she made her way to the exit, she noticed her reflection in a window pane. It wasn't just her staring back. The malevolent entity's faint outline loomed behind her, its spectral grin mocking her attempt at escape. Panicking, Sarah rushed out, leaving behind the cursed mansion and the journal. But wherever she went, every reflective surface, a puddle, a glass, a polished stone, showed her the same haunting image. The entity, always lurking, always watching. The mansion stood abandoned, a grim testament to the horrors within, and Sarah, forever haunted by the entity's relentless pursuit, became a wandering soul, searching for a respite she feared she might never find. If this chilling tale sent shivers down your spine, don't forget to smash that like button. Delve deeper into the darkness by subscribing and hitting the bell. Remember, every like and subscribe keeps the shadows at bay, for now.